Welcome to my Soul to Soul Journey podcast, where we take intimate journeys to discover deeper connections. On this podcast, we will unravel the tales of our past love lives to uncover the profound lessons they can offer for our current and future relationships. My name is Tracy, and I am your guide to transforming your love life by journeying from past experiences to present wisdom, personal growth, stronger bonds, and a renewed perspective on love. Whether you're in the throes of a budding romance, seeking understanding and closure from the past, or perhaps you're just curious about the transformative power of love and enjoy listening to real stories from real people connected to multiple lives. Tune in and subscribe as we turn heartaches into stepping stones and connections into profound lessons right here on my Soul to Soul Journey. Today, I'd like to introduce you to my special guest, Melissa. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning.
So, what would you like to discover in today's session?
You know, I heard you say relationship, and my brain kind of went two ways, and I wondered if I might be able to ask about relationship to self.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I'd like to kind of go that route. I'd like to explore this deep-seated self-hatred that I've had for as long as I can remember.
Okay. So when you say deep-seated self-hatred, is it self-sabotage? Is it anger, rage? I'm kind of feeling a little bit of that anger and rage. Is it intermittent, like it comes and goes, or is it like constant? So if you can elaborate a little bit.
It seems like there's a constant underlying thread of self-sabotage. There's self-destruction. There's just a feeling of being unloved, no matter what anybody else says or how anybody else shows up for me.
Okay.
It seems to just be this theme running in the background.
And is this something that you've had or you've felt like since you can remember?
Since I can remember, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Whew. Okay, so I'm already getting it, but let's go ahead and let's just take some deep breaths. And I want you to just, as you're breathing, take those big, deep cleansing breaths. But as you're breathing, I want you to think of, you're pulling on a couple times right now. I feel like 2 or 3 are really coming through where you just really did not like yourself. There's a lot of rage there where you're just angry with yourself and seeing that separateness. So just go ahead and breathe on that for a while. And as you keep breathing, I'm going to ask silently that the information that we receive today be for the highest good of all concerned. And I'm also asking that we have a safe place for all this information to come forward. So just go ahead, take a few deep breaths. I might be silent for a moment. I do read energy. I see pictures. So sometimes when I'm silent, it's just I'm deciphering those pictures or putting together what I'm seeing. And I also see metaphorically. So sometimes I'll see something, it may not make sense to me, but in my description, if it makes sense to you, please let me know so that we can keep following that.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So the first answer, the first past life that I'm getting, interesting. So just take a deep breath. And you were in, it's taken me back to, I want to say like World War I, because it wasn't, World War I, before World War I, over in the England area. You were actually a twin, which could become the separateness of self. And you were twin girls. You were, you thought you were abandoned. You thought your parents had left you. Your parents were actually killed in the war. You grew up, you were with your twin, trying to survive in the streets for not a very long time. It was very difficult. And your twin was killed in war. with all the rubble and everything, and you were left alone. You were mad because she died and you didn't, and you could feel her death. So with that, I've never had twins before. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Let's feel into that, because I'm feeling that lifetime, that longing for the separateness. Like, I know they say twins, feel each other, but you had that divine connection with her. You actually had several lifetimes with her. And we'll go back into that eventually, but right now you left that lifetime angry because she died and you didn't, and you wanted to die and you wanted her to live, because even though you were twins and very, very similar, you're identical, you felt that she had more to give the world than you did, which was not true, but that was that. So does that make sense to you?
Are you familiar with astrology?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a Gemini moon. I've always kind of felt like I've had this twin energy, and I couldn't quite, it feels like I have two minds sometimes, and I've kind of felt like something's always been missing from my life. And it's weird because it's not a man's energy, which, coming into this talk, I'm not looking for love and relationships, and like that wasn't my first thought, was like, how do I, it had nothing to do with a man. And I'm not, I'm not like looking for women as a relationship, but it was something deeper than that, like a sister. And I've had body talk sessions, and in one body talk session, the practitioner had mentioned something about being a twin, and the twin had died in the womb. And then I came into this life. And funny enough, my family's from England. Yeah. So it does make sense. And it actually hurts to hear you talk about this. So
take a breath. Yeah. Cause I'm feeling that pain, and I'm feeling her pain. And interesting with Geminis, I'm also a Gemini. There's duality, right? Geminis balance the light and the dark. We're born to, because we live in the yin and the yang, which is brilliant, but this is much deeper than that. And so coming forward and feeling that, that loss, that, for the life, I just want to keep saying deprivation, which is an interesting word for this.
Well, I was born into this lifetime with the same sort of abandonment, being a small child, having to provide for myself, fend for myself. All of that is it felt like you were talking about this lifetime.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So she, so I'm pulling on the energy of the twin. She's actually, did not incarnate into this lifetime. She, with you here, you're here to do this on your own, to realize you're just as good, if not better, and you have what it takes to do what needs to be done. And I know that seems challenging and kind of blanket, but she wants to, she's there to say, it's okay to shine bright. You will be together. She is there for you. She says that, so when I'm feeling that energy, it's like, this interesting picture. The picture I'm getting, and it's like almost like a sci-fi movie, right? Where they have this little tiny alien robot. I don't remember what movie. I've seen something. And they're with them, like right by the side of them, not attached to them, separate, but they're right there next to him. This little alien sci-fi thing goes, it just goes along with them. And she's showing me that she's still right there next to you, with you. And that if you ever need strength, you just need to like touch on her, or remember that part of you, that smaller self of you, and she'll give you what you need. You have it inside of you. She'll remind you that you have what you need, is her thing. I'm here to remind you, you have what you need. We are the same. So remembering that you are her, she is you, and what you admired in her was the exact same thing that you had in you. So hold on, let's pause that lifetime. Have you ever done mirror work?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Sometimes, so look it up. There's quite a bit of information.
In
I
the
know
mirror?
yeah. I have a hard time doing mirror work because I am a Gemini and I don't like mirrors.
It's really, it's challenging, especially when you have self-hatred. The last thing you want to do is look in the mirror.
Yeah. So for me, what I did, this is a little adaptation I'll share with you. One of my little tools and tricks that I did is I picked out pictures of myself as a child and younger that I liked and some that I didn't like. And I wrote letters to myself at that age, and I wrote on those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, there was one picture when I was in a bikini and I'm a little chubby. I mean, I'm probably 4 years old. So I've got, the little chubby belly and little roll still. And I'm running around. And at that time, and even now, it was like, I hate my body. And I had to remind myself, you're 4 years, I was 3 or 4 years old. Like, you love your body. Your body's there helping you grow. So sometimes those little tools, try something like that. I guess that's why that's coming up. Is
I got a picture of myself as a child on my fridge. I've been doing some inner child work.
There you go. So look into that a little bit, because that part of you, and it's coming across really small, really tiny, is still there. And it is, like she says, when you need me, find the strength and I'll be there. So do you have any questions about this one?
No, I will say, though, I think it's funny that it's this alien sci-fi thing, because that's also been a theme in my life, is that I think a lot of us can feel like aliens, but to the extent that I've taken it to, I just think that's funny. It resonates.
Okay, so we're going right back. We're going way back now to when this started. You're taking me way back before the pyramids, actually, into like Egypt area, desert area. I don't even know what year it is, to be honest with you. And you are goddesses. You're twins again. You've been twins a lot with her. This is where the connection began. And you, I almost want to say, like, you were a goddess, and you were goddesses. You were worshipped in that lifetime. And you were worshipped in for your, the word that came to me is divinity, which is beautiful word for that. But you're showing me you're on top of, you're not necessarily on top of a pyramid, but you're on top of a platform. It's got the pillars and stones, and people, you come out, and people, they look to you, they worship you, they adore you. You're very, very beautiful. You are again exactly the same, identical. And you swore in that lifetime to always be there for each other, to always take care of each other. You had each other's back. It was very magical, very wow, the synergy was amazing, because it was like you would take a bite. You're showing me like you're taking a bite of a piece of fruit, and the fruit's starting to drip, the juices, and without even looking twice, she would just slide the plate, or underneath you, so that you didn't drip on you, and you did the same. So you two were that in tune with each other, which is beautiful. but the lesson, hold on, let me see. What was the lesson? Why did you decide to... You left that lifetime with the vow that you would always be together and you would always support each other. And you did that through one more lifetime. But in the next one, and I'm sorry to jump lifetime so fast because I'm just trying to figure out what the message is here. You were separated. You were interesting. You were separated males in this lifetime. And right now I'm really I'm feeling I'm in the throes of okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm covered in mud. I'm digging. I'm trying to get out. You weren't twins in this lifetime. You were friends, but you felt like you were brothers. But both of you needed to learn to be a little humble, and it was like you wanted to learn life from the ground up. And that's exactly what it was. So in the lifetime, so let's go back to the Egyptians with the lifetime when you were twins and you made that, you had everything. It was if you already knew, you had that innate knowing, there was everything. And when you left, it was like, this can't be all there is. And you started again from the ground up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm bringing this forward to this lesson, to here. Whew, okay. So here, why that came forward is, or why it's showing me it came forward is you've already learned some of those lessons. You're remembering them, maybe through experience in this lifetime, but the message is it doesn't have to be that hard. You already know, you've already learned the lessons. You don't have to make it so hard on yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
when those lessons are coming in your face and you're like, I'm sorry, but what is this shit in front of me now? It's take a breath, Melissa. Just take a deep breath and be like, nope, I've been here, in this lifetime. I've been here in past lifetimes. I know what to do. Let's get out of this with ease and grace. Okay. So part of that self-hate, self-loathing, that rage is not from now, it's carried over. And part of it is just you learning to love that inner light. And I know it's not about, loving yourself first. It's about accepting that a powerful, warrior, a princess warrior does not need to be in, pink chiffon. She can look like Xena, princess warrior, and be just as powerful and just as feminine and just as secure and just as all-knowing. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Did any of those pictures relate?
Yeah, I think they all did. In some shape or form, they all did. I think it's funny, the two brothers, I've kind of, I've just been told that Libras can kind of have this sort of masculine energy sometimes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's been sort of this androgynous energy that felt like a tomboy as a kid, but not, again, not being gay. I'm not, so I just thought it was interesting that I still resonate with that sort of mannish energy, even though And then I have moments of being very, very feminine and very like, and maybe that's, I don't know, like adorning myself, wearing red lipstick like today, things like that. So that I can go
Yes.
back and forth with that energy and play with it. Like it feels familiar. Like,
And
yeah.
that in itself is part of the celebratory of you have all of this, right? That honor all that you are, because a lot of people will never get there. A lot of people are still learning the lessons in a difficult way that you innately know. So a lot of this is just taking that pause moment and taking that breath to say, I've been here. I got this. Like, it might look different. Like, we may not be going from point A to point B on foot or by boat or on horseback. We may have a nice car this time, but we can still get it done.
Kind of miss the horseback, to be honest.
That's not a wish universe. Her car wants to run fine. Yeah. So that's part of it in a nutshell of why that started to come in and why you feel that on such a deep level is you've been a twin a lot. And if you weren't a twin, you had these deep connections with people, that deep, like I said, you weren't brothers, but you acted as if you were brothers, and you were from different towns. When you showed me that you had to from ground up, like he was a ways away. He wasn't, he was a good day walk away, but you managed to come together and meet and form that bond with each other. It was like,
maybe in this lifetime, I keep looking for that. I keep looking for like, where is that person to slide the plate under my, like really missing that deep connection, feeling like so many of my connections are superficial and just wanting to, again, going back to like feeling like an alien and wanting to leave this world, feeling like there's not like my person that I'm looking for is not here. Feeling that grief and that loss and having to carry that with me and sort this all out on my own has been extremely difficult.
Part of it is here. So again, ask, which is why she showed me like, I'm here as this little alien baby. Ask her in meditation or in work that you do. Let's find some joy. Let's find people to play with. Let's find somebody to bring in that sensual, almost sexual, the adoration, that play, because even though this isn't a love reading, that is available for you when you're ready. Okay, so ask, you're there, like when you're ready, when you say it's time, because it feels as if you got your task oriented, you've got a lot of tasks and things to do in front of you. Add finding that playmate to some of those tasks and watch them start to peek their head in. When I say that, it's almost like you have, that whack-a-mole game that they used to have, which is really funny. The person coming in is like, here, and then they go back inside, here, and they go back inside. Don't hit them. That's not like a invitation to smack them on the head, but that's the image that I'm getting. Is it's gonna pop up and you're gonna be like, oh, and then it's gonna pop up again, and you're like, yeah, it's not to hit them, it's just to say, oh, hey, there you are. Oh, now I got you. Yes, come out, let's play.
That makes sense.
Okay. I'm like, that was a funny image. I'm like, don't smack them on the head.
Well, I love that game, though. Maybe I'll smack him on the head just a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. That's a little playfully. That was really funny.
Yeah, playfully, of course.
Playfully, of course, yeah. That's our little foreplay there. So yes, when you're ready, you do have that coming in for you to play. Just be open to inviting play in. because it doesn't have to be as hard as it is. Like I've said, part of the message from when you were in the trenches where you've already learned these lessons. You've gone through these already and know how to do them. It's just taking that moment to pause to say, I'm here. I got this. I know what to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And when you do that, it's going to all start to come. Like what you need is right there beside you because you've got it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's just take a deep breath. Is there any questions that you have that you want clarity on or anything else you'd like to know?
I don't think so. I think a lot of that made sense. Most of it resonated pretty deeply. And I think it's kind of, it explains some of the blockages that I have with relationships. And when we first started the call, I was like, okay, I'm going to go self-relationship or I'm going to go constantly dating, not to diagnose them, but people with very challenging behaviors, selfish behaviors, conflictual behaviors. Yeah. Interesting.
And as you know, I mean, as you've done, it feels like you've done a lot of work on this stuff. As soon as you shine light on it, the blockages disappear. So a lot of times it's just the awareness and the acknowledgement that says, hey, I see you. And then it's like, okay, I don't need to be here anymore. Yep. So it feels like that. Just so you know, I do leave my readings open, and I think I just need to say this to you. So if anything comes up like in the next 2 or 3 days, because, you know, that's the way energy works sometimes with me, please feel free to reach out. And we'll get those, those questions answered, and vice versa. A lot of times after our reading, I'll get messages in my dreams for you. And so I'll just go ahead and reach out and relay those to you, in the contact information that we have. Okay. So feel free. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and close this reading out. So just go ahead and take a deep breath. And as you do that, I just want to say thank you. Like that was awesome. Thanks for sharing your journey. That was a lot of fun. Most people are thinking of, love romances, but relationship with self is super important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a big thing. And it's not always easy, being a Gemini and having that duality. It's not always easy to have that relationship with self because, it's a lot out there.
And how can I have a relationship with anyone else if I don't have a good one with myself? So
yeah. Well, we have fun with ourselves. That's it. Just have lots more fun. Geminis are known for that.
The world is really heavy for me right now.
It is. The world, if you do follow astrology, the world is just crazy right now. I told somebody, I was like, we are upside down and sideways.
And my Pluto is squaring Pluto, and Saturn is opposing my Venus and Mars and my IC. And it's like heavy.
Yeah. So now's not the time to start a relationship. Now's the time to breathe through it. But like the message said, like you got this.
Yeah. Right. I gotta get those routines with myself down first and
give myself. And just a message I could give is remember, time is an illusion. So you can manifest that, even though, some things say it's 9 months, you can do 9 weeks. It doesn't have to be 9 months.
Yeah.
So just take that as an invitation to feel with that a little bit. All right. So now to my audience, as we wrap up today's episode of My Soul to Soul Journey, I invite you to consider that each of our past love stories can be a key to deeper self-understanding and a step towards the love we desire. Take a moment to cherish your past and see them as lessons for a future filled with deeper love. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with those on their own path to discovering transformative love. If you want to be a guest on a future episode, click the link in my bio. You can also find a link to book a private session and receive personalized guidance on your own soul to soul journey. Until next time, keep journeying from soul to soul.